Hello, everyone. Um, I'm going to be reacting to the Dune 3, Dune Part 3 trailer that just dropped like minutes ago. Yeah, I'm a big Dune fan. I discovered it probably like a lot of y'all when the first movie came out in 2021, and I was just like so enraptured by like all the mystery of it. And then I read the first book in between the two movies, and then since then I've read Dune Messiah, um, and then Children of Dune, um, and so I can't really call myself an expert because I haven't really finished all the books yet. I'm currently on Dune 4, God Emperor, so I'm about halfway through this. It's really great, or at least I'm into it. It's really cool, really weird, but what more could you ask? If Dune's not weird, what more do you want? Um, so I'm really excited. I think I genuinely think the Dune Messiah is like one of the greatest books like I've ever read. It's such a great sci-fi book. Super weird, a lot of new stuff. So there won't be any spoilers. I'll try my best not to spoil it. I just kind of want to give my thoughts, my raw thoughts on this trailer, like the aesthetics, and like maybe we'll see some new things. I kind of really hope they don't show too much because there's a lot of like really cool visuals that are really spooky and really weird that um, I want to see for the first time in a theater and just see how people react to that. Um, some of y'all might know what I'm thinking about. Especially if you've seen the David Lynch Dune. There's some like Doom Messiah stuff that he threw into that movie. So yeah, let's let's like dive on in, I guess. All right, here we are. Yeah, just looking at this thumbnail, like it, my. Okay, let's get on in. Let's get on in this. Got the soundtrack. I can't see. Is that how you pronounce it? Hey, he's wearing the armor, the Fedaykin armor. Whoa! China's in Dune now. What is that? Is Pulse? Is he singing? He looks like an egg. Listen al Gaib! Oh, that was really cool. That was like so overwhelming. I like couldn't keep up with all the things that they were throwing at me. I read the book a little bit ago. I read it about yeah, like a year and a half ago, I guess. There's just a lot of things that I can't quite like match because I like imagined it a certain way, and then I'm seeing it on the screen, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? This like I can't quite tell. First of all, I just love how it looks like the Mission Impossible like trailer. It's like an eye, which is interesting because the Mission Impossible is about like, or the new one was about AI, and this like Dune is like super like anti AI. I like the blue, like the iris. This is interesting. Like I didn't expect like I thought, because from the part 2 teaser, he's looking at the ground, and I thought he was doing that, but he's actually looking at everyone. But you got that very obvious parallel to when he first leads everyone in the second movie. Okay, this is obvious. Like I'm not gonna say much, but this right here is like the craziest part of the book. I'm not gonna say anything more, but if you read the book, you know exactly what this is. It kind of looks underwhelming. No, it's not. It's like it looks. I need to see it to like be sure, but it kind of just looks like a regular flash bomb went off. But that's not what this is. It's supposed to be a lot like, and it's probably gonna look better in the movie. So right away they're talking about, how do they pronounce it? I always thought it was pronounced Ganima. Says they're talking about their daughter or their children. Who's going to be the mother of Paul's kids, And everyone knows it's going to be Chani because he actually loves her. But Irulan kind of wants in on that too because she wants her bloodline to stay on the throne. Ganima? I did not know. Like, ooh, I hate when that happens. You pronounce something in your head and then you have to like retrain it. Ganima, Ganima. This is interesting. He's like parasailing. It kind of looks like a concept that they had from Dune 1. There's like a piece of concept art where like Duncan like skydives basically into Dune, and that's like the first time we ever land there. It was a cool idea, but I'm glad they didn't do it. I can't tell if this is Duncan or if it's Paul. It looks like Paul to me. There's that the parallel shot from the first movie where she has the bloody hand. If you remember that in the vision, this is probably Alia. Alia. I hope I got that right. I actually didn't expect Paul to still have like long hair. Like I kind of for some reason thought he'd be bald like the whole time, but instead he's probably gonna be bald like half the movie. I'm trying to think like when is the point when are they gonna shave his head? Like is it gonna be like halfway through? Is it gonna be like the last like third? Is it gonna be early? So here we're seeing that he's in the armor that we see in the vision from the first movie, which is interesting because we know that he's a fighter, and it seemed like the second movie almost was leading him to not be the fighter. There's a parallel shot where he dreamt that he would fight on Arrakis, but then we saw the same shot, but it was Chani instead. And I'm wondering if we're going to see it again. Like, there's already so much parallelism going on between part 1 and 2 that I'm wondering if the third one is going to parallel it, not through visions, but we're going to see it actually happen. Usually his visions are like quite accurate. And after he takes the spice in the second film, his visions start becoming like pretty much perfectly clear. This is so interesting because Paul is chanting. He's singing. That's Timothée Chalamet singing. I don't know what they're saying. This is cool. That's awesome. So we're definitely going to see the war. I think I know what this is. I'm pretty sure this is a guild navigator. They're not in the first movie or the second movie. They're all like off screen. They're referenced a lot in the first book, and they're basically the pilots of the ships. So when they go to Arrakis, like you see that big like tunnel cylinder thing. I'm pretty sure that's the like guild ship, and the guild navigator is the one that folds time. I'm glad that they are concealing it a bit. So you're seeing that there is this like little movement going on there. This is so interesting. Like in the book, it's described as like a fish tank, but this is like a coffin. So it's like, and there's like a coffin. It's like literally like a mummy Egyptian coffin like floating in the back. I don't know. It's just there's some like death imagery going on here. This is Alia, his sister. So she's supposed to be like 12. In the book she's like 14, but she's probably going to be 12. And that doesn't look like a 12-year-old to me. She looks young. Like she does the haircut. She's using the little floater pads that the Harkonnens use because, she's Harkonnen. Oh yeah, Chinese people. I have no idea who these people are. I could not tell you. They're taking so much like strong design language that I really couldn't say who they are. It's still Gar fighting. They're probably just like honestly just one of the minor houses. I know they're not the emperor's they're not from Torino. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like that shot in like The Force Awakens where like Kylo Ren is with the Knights of Ren and they're like standing in the rain. And I wonder if that's the capacity of the shot's going to be in. It's going to be like a shot montaged and then like like we've took down the great houses or whatever. And then that's just like one of them. I like that he's wearing his it's like princely garb like from the first movie. It's almost like he's trying to be like innocent again. Okay, so first of all, Jessica is not in the second book at all because at the end of the first book, she agrees with Paul to like give me Caladan, like just let me go home. And then she's just like hanging out there the whole time and she sends like one letter. I think the reason why Paul looks like this, he looks like from the first movie. He looks so young because I think this is a vision. No, he's not seeing the future, but I think he's going into his memories because when he takes the spice, he gains all the memories of his ancestors. Because this might be his personal like avatar, like in his own head. He dives into his head, into his memories, and he could speak with Jessica. This could be a moment that happens after he needs to like make a choice or like is getting anxious about the war, even though he looks very young in the beginning where he's with Chani. So we could actually see an Oscar Isaac cameo. I have no idea what this is going on here. Oh, yeah, it's Alia. I forgot. And she is essentially a priestess. It's very odd because in the first movie you see there's like there's a vision where he sees people bowing at like an altar of his father, and this is that coming true. And Alia, his sister, is now leading people in worship, and so we're already seeing things from the first movie coming true. I love that. I can't believe it looks like a wedding garb. It's so interesting. I don't know who these people are. They they're like mentats. They look a lot like he's the guy. He dies in the first movie. He's the Baron's mentat. I forgot his name. Pitar. He's the guy that's also in like Suicide Squad, and he's like that guy that dies from the gas. I wonder if this is Salusa Secundus. Probably not, but it could be. Just because, but I know that these are probably mentats. They're kind of dressing them in this like kind of Buddhist monk looking garb. I think, oh, okay, this is, okay, yeah, it's definitely a guild navigator. Like, if you watch the David Lynch Dune, there's a scene that's really weird that shows traveling, which we don't really know anything about, because it's not really described in the book at all. And so there's some very interesting liberties you could take with that. Again, we have this really cool lighting. I love this. I love it. I love in Dune when they like split into these patches of light. Pretty hard to do. Super awesome. I love when they do that. The throne room, but that looks like Alia. I'm assuming this is the throne room. These look like that's the guild navigator, and he's fighting Paul. See, he's still fighting like Duncan Idaho, like because he has all the muscle memory ingrained, but he's completely empty inside. Yeah, that's Paul. I don't remember like why Alia's on the throne. I'm pretty sure it's because she's just kind of standing in for him. Because if Paul died, like Alia would be the next on the throne. This is the guild navigator being brought in. Unless it is Duncan, could totally be him. I doubt it though. So what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna do that cool thing where he walks past the people, and then it takes a disguise off because he's wearing a one of the nose plugs. Not because he lives on Arrakis, but because it's a disguise. A fight on a sandworm, that's so cool. That's definitely made up. That is not in the book. If there's a fight on a sandworm by Chani, that sounds awesome, but I don't even know who these people are. They look like other Fremen, because only other Fremen could really do that. I'm almost wondering if that's her friend from the second movie. There might be some testing of allegiances. Do you follow Paul or do you follow the Fremen? Will he choose to destroy himself or become his opposite? It's a quote from the book. Like all the Bene Tlilax people are like wearing white. After the second movie, they made the dot in the E like super big because people kept reading the first title as like Duncan, Idaho. They just keep making it huge. Like they should just make it super big, so they just cross everything and just to confuse the crap out of people. See, I'm kind of torn. Like they calling it Dune Part 3, which is like, and they're marketing it as like the conclusion of a trilogy because it's like people love trilogy. You know, part of me wants to just call it Dune Messiah, but I don't really care. Honestly, like Paul's arc ends in at the end of book 2, but it is kind of cutting off the rest of the books. I would love to see more of these movies, but you know, I could totally see them just picking up like, hey, like in like 10 years, we're making Children of Dune, and just see some like new director like come in and just like try it. You made the 3 movies. That's great. You know, we have 3 great movies. And so you can do the rest of them, but you don't like have to. So that seems to be what they're kind of putting this, like pushing this for. I love that so much of the visual language is all there. Like so much, like it's super consistent with the last 2 movies. But it does feel like when we're on like other planets doing stuff like this, it does feel like a different, like the game's changed. Like it's a different thing because it's a different book. It's totally different. There's a crazy time jump. A lot changes. Um, they're giving them like these battle scars, which is awesome, which does help you kind of like trick the audience into thinking they aged like a lot more. So this is connected to this part, which is connected to this part. Yeah, so those are continuous. So it would probably happen like a little over midway through the movie. I would say it happens about there. I don't know. There's just so much you can do because the novel is very short. It's the shortest of the Dune novels, and they're clearly like catching you up to speed from between the books. Because I think that's a great option. I think it's gonna open with Alia narrates. It starts with her being born or something. It could be anything, and we're gonna do like a Lord of the Rings montage where we like battles and fights, take down the houses, and I don't know how long that'll be. And there's probably going to be interspersed with them talking about their kids, probably catching up Chani and Paul back up to speed because it looks like they're kind of doing fine. Like they're kind of on the same page, unless it's a dream. It could be a dream. It could have happened in the past, but I don't think so. I'm trying to see like their battle stars like don't seem to be present. This probably is before the war or sometime in between, but they seem to be kind of on the same page. I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be so bad. Like stuff's gonna go down. It's quite funny. Even though it's called Dune, we have like very little dune shots, like sand shots. We have all this like architecture and all this like off-world stuff, but then we really only get like sand right here, this one like shot here. Yeah, that's, I don't know, funny observation. Frank Herbert is just so good at making all these sprawling plot threads come together and coalesce like in a point. Definitely like top sci-fi writers ever. It goes head to head with Lord of the Rings, and it looks like we might be getting our next generation's Lord of the Rings. This might be it. I love the book, and so I hope that Denis just like absolutely knocks it out of the park. It's all here. Like I can see the book. I can see what was in his head, and it's different from how I imagined it, but I love all of the artistic vision going on. The song, the design of everyone else, the differences in their design, like the Fremen going off world, like that's interesting to me because I never thought about, the Fremen are so good because they know how to use the desert, but how do they fight on a place that isn't a desert? Or maybe it's because they know how to fight in a desert that they can therefore fight, anywhere. Paul knows how to fight on wind and air power, but he needs desert power. Dune is doing something that no other story, like period, is doing. These movies are trying something so huge and so grand. Truly, this hasn't been done since Star Wars, The Lord of the Rings. This could be the thing that defines cinema for like generations. getting this super precise, extremely like razor sharp trilogy that's based on tried and true source material that has incredible themes. What's interesting is that Paul is both Harkonnen and Atreides, because now he's done both. So it's like part of his Harkonnen's coming out. He kind of wants to be selfish and do things for himself, but he also wants to serve everyone else. And he wants to save the people he loves. Him being emperor and everyone vying for the throne is completely at odds. Like, him solving that problem is completely at odds with, it risks losing everything he loves, which we saw in the end of the second film. Our generation probably really needs a film like this. They need something that's just super thought-provoking and asks questions, and it's just really, really well made, and it's shot so well that like you can't argue that it's like just badly made. Because if you don't like Dune, that's fine. It just hurts me a little bit. But you can't blame it for being imprecise. It at least begs an audience member to think a little more about what they're watching. It helps you think about morality a lot. Like, do you like Paul? Is he a good person? Is he a bad person? How can good intentions be corrupted? How can good intentions lead somewhere bad? Maybe good intentions aren't enough. What's interesting is to think about the name for the book, Dune Messiah, which I hope they reference somehow in this. What does a Messiah do? Right? Like, what is like a Christ-like figure called to do? And how are those images of a Christ figure subverted, paralleled, or like commented on? I don't like have enough information from this trailer about like how the narrative details are going to be different from the book. I just have a few things. I don't know. I'm just excited to just like watch a great piece of cinema that I can like start talking about people with. So this is the first time I've ever made a video like this, like a casual video like this. So if you like more reactions like these or discussions, honestly, I just love talking about like great stuff. I love talking about great art. So if you like more of these, go ahead and just show your love by liking it. So that way I know that you actually want more of these. I love talking about my thoughts. I got a whole lot of them, and so yeah, thank you very much. I have my spice coffee. 8,000 years later, and we still have coffee. Where do they grow beans? That's a big question. They have coffee on Arrakis, because the thing about coffee is you need a lot of moisture, and Arrakis ain't that environment. If anyone knows, like, please like comment. How do they have coffee in Arrakis? Is it like artificial, or is it just something else that they call coffee? Maybe it doesn't taste like coffee at all. Maybe it's just something else. Just we like lost coffee. Who knows?